found the keyword, the exact keywords we're looking for around search score traffic 30, and then I built the app. All right. And I'll give you the exact numbers. Now, do me a favor. You want this template? We're going to show some ASO stuff. We're going to break down this too.
Hey everyone, it's Roman from Tangent. Welcome to another edition of ROI One-on-One. Today our guest is Steve P. Young, the founder of AppMasters. Steve, few words about yourself.
A few words. Well, thanks for the tee up, man. Good to be here, Roman. A few words about myself. I'll give you the short version. How about that? 2011, started making apps. Started a podcast in 2013 to see if I could turn this little side business of apps into a full-time business, because I was only making at the time about like $500 to $1,000 a month, Roman. And so nothing to really live in California, but it was a good, nice little side hustle. Interviewed my heroes in this app space in 2013 to try to see if I could learn from them, and then turn this little side hustle into a full-time business. When I started doing that, the game completely changed. I got to really build an audience who then started coming to me for marketing help, app launch marketing help. And Roman, I didn't know anything about app marketing back then, but enough started coming to me that I've had the courage. And ultimately, I think that's what entrepreneurship is all about, just courage, and having the courage and the confidence to then go out on my own and do this full time. And so 2014 is when I left that company. And I still love those guys, but I left that company to do this full time. And now we have a team of close to 20 people where we really help clients with, I would say our bread and butter is ASO, Apple search ads, and conversion rate optimization. And then now we're getting really good at Meta ads and Google ads too. Google, I feel like really good at, but like Meta, we're getting really, really good at too. So watch out. We're coming, baby.
Yeah. And the YouTube channel is like
yeah.
50,000 subscribers, right? So
Yeah.
this is like amazing, man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. It was YouTube changed the game. In 2015, I decided to focus more on the YouTube side of things, and that has completely changed the game for us too. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave all of the links in the description.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and you mentioned ASO, App Store optimization, and this is our topic today. And I wanted to discuss something specific. Like, I hope everyone knows what ASO is. Maybe we can do a quick intro of what it is.
Sure.
Steve?
Oh, okay, to me. Okay, thank you.
Of course.
ASO, this is the way I like to explain it. It's like SEO for the App Store. That's it. As people search for certain keywords, they find your app and then download the app. Obviously, there's a little bit more things to it, but the simple explanation, SEO for the App Store.
Right. So, for example, I'm not sure if this is a real search query, something like what we discussed, jet lag. If someone searches it in the App Store and your app is helping with the jet lags, then this is your ASO work. If you want to be on the first position,
yes,
I guess that's the idea, right?
I'm literally looking up jet lag right now. Jet lagged. Yeah. Time shifter, jet lag app. Yeah, there's one right there. Yeah, specifically that, Roman. Like it is, I mean, I use meditation as an example because everybody has a meditation app. But yeah, like meditation, you search for meditation, obviously Calm and Headspace show up frequently, and that's a hard niche to really go after. But jet lag is a perfect one where there's only one app that shows up. They don't even have jet lagged in their title. And so if you're building an app or a solution, you know, what I typically say from an ASO perspective too, if you're trying to build an app, build a painkiller rather than a vitamin. Jet lag, painkiller, right? But meditation, maybe a vitamin. But if you underneath meditation, you see, you know, anxiety relief or sleep, that's a painkiller because everybody needs it. Whereas meditation is more like, all right, I want to feel better and stuff like that. And so when we work with a lot of different types of meditation apps, so it's like, look, if you're just starting out, build for the painkiller features first, get that product market fit right, and then slowly move up channel, right? Go towards meditation and helping people feel better about themselves, but ultimately build a painkiller feature first and foremost, because then you can start having those revenues and then turning those revenues into something that you can scale later on. And I think too many times app developers that I work with, they try to go broad too soon, Whereas, even with our YouTube channel, we were talking specifically about ASO for the longest time, Roman, right? And then we
Mm.
started slowly adding on ASA. Okay, cool. Started talking about that and getting good at that. And then talking about monetization and started getting really good at that. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Now Facebook, I'm learning. And that's what the podcast allows me to do. And this is a great way for you guys too. It's like we learn from other people. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Take those learnings, implement them, and then slowly start sharing out more of our content if we start feeling like, okay, here's what I've learned. Here's how this is a trick I learned from Marcus Burke, as an example, who's a
Yeah.
Facebook ads expert, or here's the thing I got from somebody else. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Now I've sort of integrated and made it my own. And even the ASO templates and some of the things we'll be sharing were like things where I created it, but I also learned from a lot of people. So I got a lot of inspiration from other people, and I sort of incorporated it into one full, gameplay or playbook, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. But product market fit is a king. And yeah, everyone, this is a kind of thing that I haven't seen so much with ASO. I really want to dive deep in a more systematic approach. And I guess the best way to start with this is to see the kind of the tools, the templates that people are using. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Steve, you prepared some templates that you use in your day-to-day activities. Maybe show us the first one and what it does.
But Roman, yes, let's break it down into a very systematic approach for the small indie app developer out there. And I'm going to, with ASO, look, the big guys will ignore it. So that's good for you indies, because the big guys are running UA campaigns and all they care about are like creatives and optimizing for the creatives and finding the right creatives and the hooks and all that junk, right? Let them
Yeah,
focus on that. They're not going to
that's
care
true.
about ASO. But obviously, they have an advantage that we don't, because they're driving so much UA and so many downloads. They can rank better for certain keywords. And so when we bring on a big client that's got this focusing just on the UA aspect, ASO becomes a lot easier for them. Like we can do everything we do for a smaller client and see way faster results when clients are running UA. Okay, so I want to start off with that, but I'm going to really break down the numbers for you guys using a real case study that we helped our client launch last year. Okay. And so I'll start off with this. I'm going to present my screen. So if you guys, there's no audio only podcast, right? Off of this.
It's video.
All video.
It's
Yes, my
video. It's
friend.
video only.
You're stuck with our faces. Okay, cool. All right. So here it is.
Boom.
Number one, do research. Okay. I'm only talking to the indie developer, and I'm talking to the big guys, same thing, right? Number one, do research. And here's what I mean. I worked with a client that was a competitor. Okay. We didn't work with Endel, but it was a competitor to Endel, and you can see the revenues. So when people do competitive analysis, and here, this is like a focused sounds type of app. All right, Roman, this is a niche, right? And you can see that they're making $200,000 a month according to App Magic. And then it's really good. And I've seen this is revenue per download. The more niche you can be, as long as there's traffic, and I'm going to break down what type of traffic scores you should be looking for, the higher the revenue per download number is. The more niche you are, the higher the revenue per download is, right? Because you don't need a lot of downloads to make money from this. And I'm going to break down exactly the keywords and the keyword traffic scores you should go after, and what potential each keyword level has. All right, here we go. So I was working with the client, and here's the full story. So he said, Steve, I got this idea for an app. And I said, that's the dumbest app I've ever heard. Like maybe jet lag, right? Right. We came up with this. We're like, what about an app that helps you with jet lag? Maybe it's the dumbest idea, right? So he told me that. And I was like, I don't know. And I started doing keyword research. And so I'll give you the tool that I like to use for keyword research. It is called appfollow.io. And I can break down how to do keyword research. But I just want you guys to know, here's what you got to find is, when I did keyword research, I found 2 keywords. So just think App Masters, 1 word, App Masters, 2 words with the space. And this is what this data is. And I told him, hey, man, I think I can rank you number 1 for these keywords. All I knew was a search traffic score of 30 and 28. And I had an app that was making $8,000 to $10,000 a month, ranking number 1 for 2 keywords that were around the same search score. So I was like, dude, I don't know what I don't know right now, but I think that's enough for us to build a 10-figure business. One. And two, I can get you number one because when I did the research, when I actually looked for these specific keywords, nobody had in the title, kind of like jet lag for us right now. So I was like, do you want to call your app that? He said, okay, let's do it. So we called it the app that. Now, doing what we do best, we got the app to number one for those two keywords, right? Before we even built the app, I was like, I'm pretty confident I get you number one. And we were able to do it, right? Within the first week of launching the app. And here's the data. So he launched March 2023. March, boom, we were able to get within the first month 145 downloads. Now, you don't believe me, that's all organically. I'll break it down even more. March 22nd, 145, App Store search, 143 downloads, right? So all of it coming through organic because of these two keywords. Those are the only two keywords we're focused on the first month. Here's how much you're able to make. He made $1,600. Now, according to Revenue Cat, only 17, that's 17% of all apps in the App Store that Revenue Cat is tracking make at least $1,000 a month. That is the golden milestone. And Roman, I felt it talking to, because I work with a lot of indies. We work with a lot of big companies too, but we work with a lot of indies. And I could feel it internally talking to these guys because some of them are just trying to find product market fit. They're spending money. They're trying different things and just not making money. So I felt it. I didn't have a number in place. So when I say $1,000, people are like, that's nothing, Steve. I get it. I get it. But you need to be somewhere. You got to start somewhere before you can get to, you can't get to $10,000 or $100,000 a month without getting to $1,000 a month first. So we were able to make $1,600 in 22 days, pretty much for absolutely free. Because why? We did the keyword research. We only need to focus on those two keywords that have this much traffic. That's all you really need. And so these keywords, what I found too, the more niche you can get, Roman, the more the bigger guys are not going to pay attention to these keywords.
Yep.
Calm and Headspace are not going to pay attention to keywords that Endel might be focused on. So it gives you the blue ocean, gives you a clear pathway into finding product market fit. And the coolest thing, Roman, a year later, this is now the client's biggest app from a pure downloads perspective. Revenue numbers getting close to his other app, but other app's more of a painkiller. This one's more of a vitamin, But anyways, it's getting very close, but it's double the downloads. From a download perspective, it's double the other app that's been around for a long time. So it's one of his best performing apps right now as an indie developer.
Wow, this is great, especially with the amount. Of course, the research means a lot, but it's not like, I don't know, like running UA campaign and risking your budget,
Yes.
But quick question: do you know stories where people don't have an app, they do a keyword research, and they see some sort of problem, and based on that, they develop an app, and then they start dominating, or at least getting those keywords?
Yes. The answer is yes. And it's me, bro. So what I've been saying is I did this, and I'll break down the exact numbers for you. So I've been saying is if you're an indie developer and you're trying to not compete with the big guys in the world, just do keywords first. You see that first slide, Roman, was mate, do research. I was in London, so I said mate. Okay. But since I'm back in California, I was like, dude, do research first, right? These are the only numbers you need. And let me break down the numbers for you right now. And it's not App Store Connect, but I can share the App Store Connect data later on. So we'll be sharing this clip. And do me a favor, guys. I'm looking down. I'm looking at the Roman's going to add my slides here.
Boom.
To the screen. Boom. There you go. So these are exact numbers from our app, Roman. I found the keyword and then I built the app. Let me rephrase it one more time. I found the keyword, the exact keywords we're looking for around search score traffic 30, and then I built the app. All right. And I'll give you the exact numbers. Now, do me a favor. You want this template? We're going to show some ASO stuff. We're going to break down this too. You go here, file, make a copy. Then you can have it. You can have my exact numbers, right? File, make a copy. That's all you got to do. And I'll share this out. But if you ask me for edit requests, I'll know you're a big dummy. So don't be like, oh, give me edit request. Nope, don't do it. you're the big dummy. File, make a copy, and then it's yours. Okay, here's the exact numbers. We were able to, again, remember that $1,000. We're able to make $1,000 just from doing keyword research first and then building the app. And so this is the exact thing. Like if you know a little bit about monetization and paywalls and what's a good paywall, do keyword research first. Because Roman, I got tired of just thinking about like, oh, this would be a great idea, right? Let's build the app. No, now I'm like, budget. Let's make sure there are keywords and there's enough traffic for those keywords. And then let's build the app. For me, instead of trying to build an app that makes, let's just use $100,000 a month. Let's just use 10,000. That's more attainable. Let's use $10,000 a month, right? 6 figures. You can live off of that. Pretty good. All right. Well, you can build one app that makes 6 figures, or you can put 3 or 4 apps that makes 6 figures. Ultimately, it's as you scale bigger, there's more problems, there's more stuff, there's more things that you got to deal with, customer support and all that stuff. And so for me, I was trying to make $100,000 a month. It's like rather than trying to make one big app that makes $100,000 a month, where I'm going to have to probably spend a lot of money on UA as well. Why can't I just build 10 apps or even 15, 20 apps that make $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and I don't have to pay attention? So this app, like we've been running the Apple Search Ads Basic too. So we can get into this if you want to break it down, Roman. Let me pause here. Do you want me to continue with Apple Search Ads and breaking down this app, or do you want to stop and ask me other things?
Let's stop and focus on ASO. And if you guys want Steve to continue on the Apple Search Ads, please let us know in the comments, and then we'll let him go on a rant for the Apple Search Ad.
All right, cool. So the net, I'll just finish don't sleep on Apple Search Ads Basic. It's working well for us. And this is purely automatic for us right now. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. I'm going to share a different tab, Roman. So you're going to I'm going to keep asking you to bring my slides up. And so here is, let me just share this whole entire window really quick with you.
All
right. Cool. Perfect. Let me see. Do you see all this stuff?
I do.
Okay. Awesome. So here is my ASO favorite tool to use. So let's pick in jet lag, right? Jet lagged. I think that's how you spell it. Jet lag. Okay, good. Jet lag. So this, I follow. Don't fail me now. Okay, we're live. All right. So you see jet lag. You don't see too many apps having it in the title. So this is what I saw before too. I was like, there's not that many keywords. There's not that many apps with that keyword in the title. So here's what I like to do. I like to hit this little eye icon. Now, AppFollow is having some server issues, but it's free, so I'm not going to complain. This is all free to use. AppFollow.io. This is my favorite way to do keyword research. So I'll click on that keyword, and this is what I did with the other client. I was like, give me a keyword that people were searching for. He gave me some keywords. I searched for it, and I hit this little eye icon. And then AppFollow will give me, it's not working, a list of keywords, like 100 plus keywords with their search traffic scores. And so when I found that, I found these 2 keywords with search traffic of 30. And that gave me enough. And just like what I saw with jet lag, there's not a lot of apps using that. So let's say we found something else like FlyKit, for example. I would come back in here and I'll be like, FlyKit. I'm like, oh, okay. I found there's not that many keywords going after that. There's not that many apps going after that keyword. I have confidence that I can, if you're building a jet lag app, that I can get you number 1 for jet lag and maybe get to definitely number 2 and eventually beat this guy, right? I think I could beat it, right? So like this guy, I could probably beat him. If he was working with us, I could probably get to number 1 for this app. Now, here's my ASO template that I've had for years. And here's the sources that I like to use. It has Sensor Tower, but I'm going to change this to App Tweak or App Radar. The tools, and we've got some data on this now. The 2 tools, I like to use 2 tools because here's what I found. Mobile Action is a little bit cheaper. So that's why I had, these are the more affordable tools out there. Has really good search traffic scores. App Radar, fortunately, especially for AI related keywords, the new keywords that are trending, AppFollow has accurate data from a keyword perspective if this tool was working. Let's see if it works. Nope. It would have that good search traffic score. So Mobile Action is very similar search traffic scores to AppFollow. Okay. But App Radar doesn't always, especially for the new AI related keywords. that are trending. Okay. But App Radar has the best difficulty score. So mobile action, this is actually chance. This is an old template. We have internal templates that we use, but this one, difficulty, App Radar has better difficulty scores. So again, if you're a new app developer without a big UA budget, you're going to have to try to find keywords that are low difficulty. What are low difficulty? Around 40 and under is good. But again, it doesn't matter what the difficulty score is, ultimately, if nobody has it in the title. And that's what I found with this keyword, right? That's why we're able to get to number one. So lower difficulty, the better. That means ultimately,
Steve, just to confirm, the title, when you say the title, is it the name of the app or there is some field that is title?
Right here. Okay. This is what I'm looking for. This is the title. So skip lagged flight booking. That's the title. Flight kit is the title. Jet lag time zone title.
Does it matter if the keyword is the first word in the title?
It does. Ultimately, it does. And it matters more on Google. And Apple, I haven't seen that big of a difference on it. And Roman, that's a great idea because, for my app, when I built this, I literally called it what keyword I was going after. So it's, I named it by that. The app name is the keyword that I'm trying to go after. There's no brand. It's just exactly, if I was building meditation app, I would just call it the meditation app. Meditation app.
Yeah. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
So what you do is the template, what this says is just a VLOOKUP. You put the keyword and you copy and paste from mobile action, you copy and paste from App Radar, and then boom, now you have this template. And what we try to do is we try to source. I don't want to show you real client data, and there's no keyword. Since this is live, I don't want to show any of my apps either, but we sort by, just think of this as it's completely filled out. So here, I'll show you this. We sort by apps too, because that's the number of apps that show up for that particular keyword. And then keyword length is just when we're running out of, because on just iOS, you have 100 characters here. So you want to put the best keywords in the title or app name, and then the subtitle, the secondary keywords, and then the keywords. So what we have found is having keywords to the left here. So let's say jet dash lag. Right? Let's say you have something else. So let's pick on this very poorly optimized app. So this is Skycape. This is blank, right? So let's say I wanted to go after jet lag. Well, we have found that best place to put jet lag is up here, right? Right after your brand. Second best place, right here. Second best place. And then the last best is to the very left of all the keywords. So now you can put flights or time zone, right? And don't put, when you're pulling out these keywords in the keyword field, do not put spaces. So don't put like time, comma, space, zone. That's just wasting a character.
Right?
So kill that and do that. And then moving it to the left helps. So if you're going after flight time zone, as an example, put time zone to the very left. And that helps too.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Great. You want me to keep going on this? And that's pretty much I had it. You have any questions on this one?
Yeah. So it's straightforward, right?
I think so. I've been doing this forever.
Yeah, you export. I just want to explain how to use a template. Just to reiterate.
Sure.
Export the data from the tools that you see here in the tabs. Just copy paste them, and because there is already a VLOOKUP, you'll see on the main tab the data per keywords, and then you can sort it by difficulty, I guess, right?
Yep, you can go A to Z.
Yep. And this is how you find those niche keywords.
First, step one is go, once app follow works, they will work again. Go here, do keyword research. I found that it's the best way to do keyword research. So when you click this little icon, you could be guessing a lot of keywords here. You copy those keywords, take those same keywords and throw them into mobile action app radar, and then export that data and copy and paste here, copy those keywords here, and then because it's all a VLOOKUP, it'll get populated here. And then everything else. And then the target is how we start doing target. So let's say this was jet lag as an example. this is definitely a keyword I want to go after, right? So I'll put X. So I will sort by traffic first, right? And then I'll just put X's by all the keywords I want to focus on. And then I'll
Right.
sort by, then I'll take all that and I'll be like, okay, because there's obviously some keywords that don't belong. And I'll take that. And then I start sorting it by
Oh,
difficulty,
nice.
right? And then I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, which one should
Nice.
I go after first? So obviously, if the traffic score is around 30, great, and low difficulty, great. I definitely want to put them in phase one of my app
Okay.
launch.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So that's the template that you use for kind of a keyword research, right?
This is
How
my
do you?
SOP now.
But how do you keep track? Do you use the same one? For
Mhm.
example, I'm jet lag. I created an app, and then you created an app, right? And we're rivaling. I have number one, you have number two, but maybe in a month you have number one. Do you keep track of it on a regular basis?
You can, yeah. I mean, yes, yes, I do. Because for my apps, the ones that I showed you right here that were making money, there's only a few select keywords. So ultimately, the more niche you become, because for my app too, Roman, I couldn't get my app to be number one for the whole reason why I built the app. Right. So I
Uh-huh.
found different keywords that I was able to get to number one. And that's why we're able to make $1,000 with no ad spend, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I had no ad spend, no nothing. Right. And I was able to get there. And the screenshots were butt ugly. They were literally screens of the app.
Yeah.
Right. So when
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
say like you need all these perfect things, nope. This is and what I've stumbled upon too, Roman, is yeah. So I forget what your question was, but anyways, what we recently did with another app where same exact strategy, right? Found the keyword first. I got it to rank for the keyword, and
Yep.
onboarding was ugly. Paywall is there. So what are the essentials you need? An onboarding, even if it's ugly. Paywall, even if it's ugly. Screenshots, even if it's ugly. If once we were able to get it ranking for number 2 and 3 for both, like, let's just say meditation app and then meditation app free. We were number 2 and 3 for those 3 keywords. Now I'm like, cool. Let's finish it up. Let's make this onboarding good. Let's clean up the pay. Let's start cleaning it up because we were able to drive revenues by ranking for those by ranking 2 and 3. We're starting to get some sales. It's just not a lot, right? Like here and there, like 60, $100. I was like, cool, good enough for me. Now let's optimize everything. So when people say like you need the perfect screenshots, you don't need any of that crap. You need a rank. You need
I see.
downloads. That's the
Mm-hmm.
when we look at this template and I have this, the most important number is downloads. If you have downloads, even if it's just $2,000 downloads a month, everything else could be shit, man. Like everything else could be really bad. I can fix those problems. And I think people try to make everything so pretty. They focus on all these crap before, all this unnecessary crap without getting the downloads. Fix this problem first. And then once you have this problem, fix this. So can you get this trial activating 5%? This should be around 30 to 40. 5 to 10 is good. 30 to 40 is good. These is on average. Cool. Now how much can you charge? Okay, maybe you can only charge $30 for your app. Great. I can fix everything else. But if you don't, if you have the downloads, it becomes when I think about algebra and math problem, it becomes an X problem, right? But if you don't have the downloads, it becomes an XY problem. And then that's when people start focusing on the dumbest things, thinking they need to spend more money to right now. Like, I was talking to a client earlier. He was getting about 30 downloads a day. Right. Now I showed him like my app, I was only getting about 45 downloads a day. I already did the math right here. 14.
Yep.
Right. I was like, look, I made 1,000. You're getting a little bit less, but you're barely making any money. So we don't have a downloads problem right now. We have a trial activation problem because this is like 0. Yes, I'm not even saying 0. It's less than 1% right now. So I'm like, we got to fix this right now. This is the hole, right? Because they think, hey, here's what the problem is. They think they can just, and this is me. Oops, this is my app that I had, right? So I'm going to copy and paste this. So they think if I just bring in, why, Steve, why can't I get to 100? So why can't I get this to like 10,000 downloads? I'm like, cool, but you've made $450. And how much did you have to spend to make up for the additional 9,000 downloads? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a simple math problem, man. Like if you have at least 1,000 downloads a month, close to it, and you look at your numbers and you're still not making money, what's getting more downloads? What's that going to do? It's going to ultimately just have you spend money for no particular reason. You just end up wasting more money. And so I talked
Yeah.
him down. He's like, Steve, let's run ads. Let's run ads. I want more downloads. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
you don't need more downloads right now, man. You have enough. You need to fix the app. Let's figure out why people aren't subscribing. It's a good app. We have all the best things in there too, Roman. He's been working with us, right? Like we have a good paywall. We have good
Right.
screenshots. We have good everything. I'm like, look, there's a reason why they're not doing it. I think I know why the reason is based off the data that we have. So let's see. Give me more data to make sure I'm on the right path. And then let's bring in the 90,000. So if we can fix this to, let's say 5%, go on. This is way better numbers when you put in more downloads, right? Now now you've just 10x'd everything. Now this makes sense.
Yeah. It's like a funnel, basically, right?
Yes, that's the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
But then you're talking geeky marketing terms. I just say it's a math problem, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can understand. It's a math problem. It's a simple math
Yeah.
problem.
But that's actually what this is the last question where I am a bit out of time. But talking about the X problems, the downloads, I heard the opinion that the ASO doesn't work unless you do UA. So the downloads is such a strong factor that it kind of pushes your app up to the top.
Yep.
Do you agree, or there is more to it?
I will vehemently, if that's the right term, I will vehemently, violently, aggressively disagree because here's what I've been saying. You probably just don't know enough. I don't, if it's like me saying, hey, Roman, Facebook ads don't work without whatever. And I'm like, bro, you just don't know enough. So here's the real data, right? Right here. Did I do any big, Roman, do you see any big like spikes? This is when it launched. Do you see any big spikes anywhere?
In December, February, and then
this is all days, by the way. This is when the app launched, right? Wait, actually, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me reshare it again.
I felt like that was a rhetorical question, but I saw like 22,000. Like,
no, my bad, man. Here, bring it back. Bring it back. Okay, let me make sure you're looking at the right thing. I thought you were.
Yeah, here I don't see a big spike, Steve.
Exactly. So, like, tell me, Roman, how am I able to get to number one? Like I said, you just don't know enough. Now, yes, the answer is I disagree. They don't know enough. People, the experts, and I'm gonna call them out. I don't give a crap. All the experts that you've heard people say that ASO is there without a big boost, they don't know ASO as well as I do. Done. Period. I'm calling you out, bros. Secondly, the other thing I would say is, of course it helps. It helps. It's just not necessary. Is it preferred? Absolutely. I would prefer you be like super aggressive with your UA and I can come in there and fix your ASO. Those clients are easy. It's easy. You're a big client and you've never focused on ASO and you need our help. No problem. I could fix it like that. No problem. It's the harder ones that are just launching where I got to get super creative. And that's why I like working with all the biggest and the smallest companies because they help me stay sharp. I have to think through, I have to be way more creative when it's the smallest companies, when it's the tiniest startups. I got to get creative. And so how do I get creative? That's how I find out these different strategies that I have, right? Now, yes, boosting it does help. It's part of what we do, meaning like, how do you drive UA campaigns? So like one of my favorite campaigns is to run an app advice campaign by doing a lifetime offer for free. And that boosts the downloads, that boosts the ratings, that boosts the keywords. So it's one of my favorite strategies to boost a new app and get some ratings, get some keyword optimization, all that stuff. But obviously I've done it. Is this way easy? No, right? It's not always easy, but it's not impossible either.
I see. And do you think it's like the niche thing? So
Yes.
So for some niches it won't work. Like let's say like some casual match 3 where they like
It won't work.
Crazy competition. Yes, this is where you red ocean, right? You were talking about blue ocean, but there is also blue ocean, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, Roman, when we started this whole thing again, right, was what's the number one thing? Do research, right?
Dude, do research.
Dude, do research. Find the right keyword
Yeah,
traffic, find the right difficulty. The difficulty doesn't matter. I mean, difficulty matters, but what also matters is how many people are using the keyword in the search results, right?
right.
So, along as this keyword now, I don't know what the traffic score of jet lag is, but if that keyword is close to what you're seeing right here with 30, because there's two volumes, right? Like there's jet lag and then there's jet lagged. And so maybe
Yeah.
along as there's a one word version, jet lag, that people are searching for.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah,
along
yeah.
as those two keywords have this search traffic score, then that's enough for you to start building. This is what we did with our app that was making, this is why I show these templates is like, and they're always like, Steve, what is this me column? Let me just make sure you're seeing the right thing. Yep. What is this me column? I was like, this is one of our apps that we used to have.
Mm,
Not in part of that partnership anymore either. But like, anyways, we only had about 100 downloads a day. We're converting because it was a painkiller, 12% of the people who activate trial, 35% increase. We're charging them $60. Boom, $8,000 to $10,000 on automatic. Why? Just by ranking for two keywords that were right this search traffic. So that's
mm.
what I'm saying is like you don't need that much to make a pretty decent living in the app store.
Got it. It's a mic drop. I
It's a
think
mic
it's a
drop. Where's
mic
the
drop.
mic drop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Let me see. I don't have it.
Uh,
It's a applause.
well,
How about that?
yeah.
It is a mic drop. I just dropped it.
Yeah.
Standing ovation. Rolling.
And most importantly, guys, don't ask to share this template. We'll leave a
Yes.
link, copy it, or
Make
Steve will
copy.
be very, very angry. Um, Thanks a lot, Steve. I'm sure this was like very helpful. I also learned a lot. I will
Okay.
go and do my keywords research for my side hustle now.
Crazy.
Yeah. Give us a like if you liked it, comment. Yeah, and have a great one. Thanks,
Roman,
Steve.
can I do a plug? Go to
Yes.
appmasters.com. That's our website. But go more importantly, I don't want you to guys sign up and work together. If you like this, go check out our YouTube video, appmasters.com/YouTube, 50,000 subs. There it is. Thank you so much, Roman.